salute to everybody in the building. Hit that like button as you come on in. Just a random live stream this morning. I feel like really just talking boxing because there's a few things that happen. And you said you got Thurman stopping Fundora? Oh shit. I don't know, man. This is gonna be a good one, man. I like this Thurman Fundora fight. I think it could be either really good or really bad, I guess. I guess it could be either really good or really bad. I don't know if it could be any in between with this type of fight. And what I mean by that, I'll talk about in a second. Hit that like button as you come on in. We're going to talk about Canelo Crawford a little bit, and then we're going to talk about Virgil Ortiz. He had some things to say, man. He had quite a few things to say, actually. He was talking about drawn boots in this and how, I don't know, man. Virgil did a lot of, I don't know what the hell this dude's, I don't know what he was talking about. But we're going to listen to that. And, of course, Jaime Munguia got cleared of his test. So Jaime Munguia, yeah, he has been cleared. So he will face no sanctions. So yeah, I guess his B sample came back positive, and Jaime Munguia is a clean fighter. I guess that win will be considered a win now. Salute to everybody in the building. Salute Cyril. Bug will stop Canelo. Salute. Yeah, Thurman Fundora, man. October 25th. That fight's coming up really, really quick too. Like they didn't even really like have a chance to promote it. It's coming up in a little bit over a month. It's coming, so that fight will be here really soon. Hold up, let me see. Where is it at? That shit look crazy as hell, bro. And Keith Thurman's like what, 5'8", 5'7", or something like that. Like that's gonna look kind of crazy. Hit that like button as you come on in. Hit that hype button as you come on in. We just getting started. Of course, we go talk about other things as well. Bud Crawford, 10 days out, looking strong, right? Canelo gonna have a lot of problems next week. A lot of problems, man. This fight's coming up next week. Next week. It's already here, y'all. It's already here. Virgil Ortiz came out and we offered Jamel to fight, but he turned it down. Now, I don't know, man. I'm starting to see a little pattern with this Virgil shit. It's like a little pattern that's going on. They offering these dudes these fights, and then these dudes turning these fights down. Now, I don't know, man. The boost situation was funny to me in the beginning. I already told you guys that, but then it was this thing with Xander. Xander wanted to fight. Virgil didn't want to fight. Then they want to fight. Then they don't want to fight. It's like a back and forth. Then the thing with Boots, you seen where his team came out. Like it seemed like Virgil and his team is saying two different things. His management team or whatever, saying like, man, we ain't never fighting Boots. Like we're done with that. Like they totally moved on from drawing Boots in. They don't want no part of it. And then in the public, Oscar and them saying that they offer these dudes fights, we want the fight and all that, and it's looking real. I don't know. Are these dudes ducking Virgil Ortiz?
Robert was basically saying like, we have no idea about this, and is that more the same from your point? You don't really know where this has come from.
You see, the thing is, if Boots signed to fight me, that doesn't mean I'm obligated. Like that's what I mean when I say like I'm not gonna wait for anyone. Like we were both offered the fight already. We said yes, and if if both sides wanted it, then it would have happened already. So it's kind of the same thing with Xander. Like we did say yes, and I mean the fight's not happening, regardless of who said no or not. The people that said yes was my side. So now that he signed with Eddie to say that we're gonna fight, like that has nothing to do with me. Like you know what I mean? Like it doesn't make sense.
You'd be happy for that fight, though, right?
I love that fight. I love that fight, but it's like they want to fight what they want to fight. You know what I mean?
Man, he didn't make, to me, I don't know. Maybe I'm just having a hard time these past couple of days. That didn't make no sense to me. None of that made any sense. So do you want to fight these dudes or not, bro? You know what I'm saying? Do you want to fight these dudes or not? That's what I want to know. Do you really want to fight these? The shit with you and Boots Ennis beat up on Lima, like we expect them to. KO, no longer than 6 rounds. You fight Lubin, get through that fight, and then you fight John Boots Ennis, no questions asked. How about that? How about we do that instead of all this like talking in circles and shit, bro? Because that's what he just did. He was talking in circles. What are you talking about?
Robert was basically saying, like, we have no idea about this. And is that more the same from your point? You don't really know where this has come from?
You see, the thing is, if Boots signed to fight me, that doesn't mean I'm obligated. Like I still, that's what I mean when I say like I'm not gonna wait for anyone. Like we were both offered the fight already. We said yes, and if if both sides wanted it, then it would have happened already. So it's kind of the same thing with Xander. Like we did say yes, and I mean the fight's not happening, regardless of who said no or not. The people that said yes was my side. So now that he signed with Eddie to say that we're gonna fight, like that has nothing to do with me. Like you know what I mean? Like it doesn't make sense.
You'd be happy for that fight, though, right?
I love that fight. I love that fight, but it's like they want to fight.
Nah. See, he didn't want no part of Boots. Yeah. See, I had to listen to it a couple of times. He don't want no part of John Ennis, bro. All that shit was smoke and mirrors, bro. You best believe it. We gonna see what's gonna happen after he fight Erickson Lubin. Should have fought Bakaram for the title. But Oscar said that was too tough of a fight. Right? He said that was too tough of a fight. Nobody said nothing about it but Bushido Boxing. And I like Virgil, but we go call a spade around here. We look for all the ducks and all the ducking. We just don't pick on one guy. We pick on everybody that's ducking. And Virgil been doing some ducking. He's been doing some ducking. And we go call it out. He changed the song real quick when he was talking about Boots. Okay, it was a little mishap early on in negotiations, right? We've seen this before in boxing, where two dudes come to the table, things fall apart, then they revisit, and then things happen. You acting like you ain't want to come back to the fucking table, bro. Virgil acting like he don't even want to come back to the table. And then he switches off to Xander, because right now it's looking like Xander's ducking him. Why? Because Xander just became a world champion. And what did I tell you guys? And what do I always tell you? You learn who these fighters are when they become a world champion. Xander started, moving a little funny now. Now that he got something to lose. Now that Virgil, now they playing this little, playing this little game. When they really should be fighting each other. They should have been fought each other. Right? I'm telling you, bro, that Virgil Ortiz, he doing some low-key ducking, bro. He don't want to fight Boots like that. He don't.
Robert was basically saying, like, we have no idea about this. And is that more the same from your point? You don't really know where this has come from?
You see, the thing is, if Boots signed to fight.
See, his team don't even know where any of this came from. And this is what I'm telling you guys. His management gets on social media and goes on these crazy rants and say all this crazy shit and pretty much be ducking smoke. And Robert Garcia and Oscar and everybody else everybody's all on a totally different page. And then Virgil's is caught in the middle, like, man, I don't really know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Salute to everybody in the building. Yeah, he said, thank you, sir, but he said a whole lot of nothing, bro. He said a whole lot of nothing. That's what I'm saying. He said a whole lot of nothing. I'm trying to sit here and decipher what he's saying. Maybe he's speaking in code and maybe he's speaking in tongue or something. Maybe I missed something and really he said a whole lot of nothing. What's next? Because just like how we put the pressure on Jerron Boots Ennis, we gonna put the pressure on you too, bro. Because at least Jerron Boots Ennis collected some belts at 47. At least he became a world champion. You could have fought Bach, but you didn't want no smoke with Bach, bro. You didn't. You didn't want no smoke when Oscar came out saying, hell no, we didn't want that fight. He's too tough. Yeah, Boots is fighting. I don't think Boots is ducking. I mean, Boots is fighting a can, for sure, right? We don't know what Lima's. I don't want to call the guy a can, but that's a funny word to use. I don't want to call the guy a tomato can, but I mean, it's not somebody we was checking for Jerron Boots in this. It's not. It's really not. It's not something we want to see either. So really, I can kick both of these little dudes in their asses. Both Virgil and Boots can get a kick in the ass. You know what I'm saying? They both can. But we got to put some pressure on Virgil too. You know what I'm saying? We got to put a little pressure on Virgil too, though. Because he be doing some low-key ducking and he kind of get escaped by. He's going to be the next Leo Santa Cruz if we don't catch him. Because Leo Santa Cruz was a nice guy, but he got to pass for a lot of ducking. A whole lot of ducking. And nobody said nothing. You know what I'm saying? So we just keeping that same energy. We seen the reports of you ducking smoke. Your team ducking smoke for you. We just say that. Oscar saying this. Rick Moranis saying that. Bygones be bygones. Okay, the 47, it didn't happen. Cool. Let's do it at 54, early 2026. What's up? See, this is what Team Ennis need to be out here doing. And this is why I said they need a good PR person to change the narrative. Because right now, they still looking like they ducks out here. People go still say they quacking until they see something happen. And they ain't seeing nothing happening. So all this, and right now, even if Boots did say, I think if he actually came out and said something directly, I'm fighting Virgil 2026, and he kept coming out here talking shit, then people probably believe him. But Boots Ennis will say something one time, he be stuttering and shit, and he don't seem sure of himself and all that, and you know, like come on, man. Virgil Ortiz and Jerron Boots Ennis need to fight in early 2026 in February. That needs to happen. Get past Lubin, get past Lima, fight in 2026. To end settle this shit once and for all, bro. Yeah, Boots got a horrible, horrible PR person, bro. Horrible PR team. They do a horrible job. Horrible job. Absolutely just terrible. John Boots Ennis should not be looked at the way he's being looked at right now in boxing. John Boots Ennis should be that guy that everybody's hoping, you know what I'm saying? But nah, man. Like they did a horrible job of controlling this kid's narrative and shit. Horrible job. Horrible, horrible job. Because fighters have bad fights sometimes. The Kukachan fight shouldn't have done that much damage to Jerron Boots and his reputation. What really done it was him not taking a smoke when he was acting like he was the boogeyman. So that's what really hurt Boots. And that's why he should have just said yeah when Virgil and them tried to call his bluff, because they called his bluff. That's all it was. They didn't really want to fight Jerron, but they wanted to control the narrative. It's part of the fucking game, bro. And Oscar is the master at this shit. It's part of the game, bro. They called your bluff. They want to be in the favor of the public opinion. And you fell for it. Your team was just like, y'all too in the gym too fucking much. You need somebody paying attention to this shit. Now y'all gonna be struggling. Fans was booing at the fight and shit, all these others. Come on, man. These dudes bamboozled y'all. And now it's still looking like you ducking them. When really they ducking you. Bushido Boxer tell you the truth. They actually don't want no smoke with John Boots Ennis. I've seen his team come out and just say it like John Boots Ennis was almost like he was a vampire or something. Like they super scared of dude. That management, Virgil team's management, don't want no parts of John Boots Ennis like he's a vampire. Salute to everybody in the building, man. You said Boost said he gives Canelo the edge over Bud 30-30. That's some hating shit. Yeah, see, now we gonna get on that too. See that, and this is why dudes looking at Boost with the side eye, bro. This is why, and John Boost isn't being. He knows damn well that Canelo Alvarez is about to get his ass beat. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Boost Ennis ain't doing himself no favors in winning boxing fans, especially the black fans. The black American fans ain't gravitated towards John Boost Ennis like that. And he ain't doing himself no favors. You know what I'm saying? By this right here too, this definitely ain't this didn't help. Whether you think he was selling out or whether you think it was just all business and it's not that big of a deal or not, this didn't help at all for him. In the grand scheme of things, this didn't help at all. Cause now fans gonna be looking at dude like he cutting the jig out here, and he you know what I'm saying? We know how that goes. And now he's saying that Canelo's gonna beat Bud. Yeah, I mean he been kind of said that anyway. So he been kind of like a Bud hater anyway, though. You know what I'm saying? His pops like Bud, and his pops got Bud stopping Canelo. You know what I'm saying? Bozy Ennis got Bud stopping Canelo, possibly stopping him. But Boots saying something totally different. Maybe Boots is a fucking hater, bro. Because this old man ain't taking none of this stuff personal. You know what I'm saying? But Boots Ennis is kind of maybe taking it a little personal. Yeah, Canelo go kick it, and I'm about to go on camp and train. I'm a world champion my damn self. I'm a generational talent my damn self. But I'm about to go be a sparring partner for Canelo Alvarez and help him beat Clarence Bud Crawford. I mean, when you say it like that, you know what I'm saying? When you say it like that, come on, man. Y'all smash the like button, man. We early, man. We don't normally do lives in the morning like this, but man. Come on, man. So you shouldn't even told me that easy. Salute, Jason Williams. Let's see in the building. Monte Walker, salute. Slide Tennessee, salute. He said Boots ain't hating. Hey, I don't know who Xander beat. Xander beat Jorge Garcia, who beat Charles Conwell to get the title opportunity, I believe. Um, Xander didn't look good in the fight, in my opinion. And I think Virgil will beat him. I think he's ducking Virgil. I think previously Virgil then was kind of high siding on him because he was the prospect kid. But now that the kid got a belt, because Top Rank put him in position, now he high siding on Virgil in there. So he pretty much doing what Keith Thurman and Spencer and them was doing. But this is the Latino version. You know what I'm saying? This is pretty much what's going on. With Keith Thurman and Spence and all that, it's the same shit, but it's the Latino version, man. Yeah, I don't know. Jorge Garcia, man, he gave Xander a pretty tough fight, though, bro. Xander struggled with that dude. Xander got a lot of work to do. He got a lot of work to do. He's a beatable champion right now. So that's why he's moving hella vulnerable, moving with a lot of vulnerability. He's moving real vulnerable right now. Now, I don't feel like Boots is selling out, but it is kind of a bad look, bro. Y'all know I be defending Boots, but it is kind of a bad look. It just is. It just is. I mean, it's gonna be a majority of people see it as you know what I'm saying? That's just the majority. You said which stream should you be watching? Whichever one, man. It don't matter. I gotta get that watch hours going on the other channel again to try to get it monetized. So that's the reason why I got the other channel going. Yeah, nah, Xander's not beating none of those dudes right now, bro. He's just not ready for him, dog. How old is Xander? Like 20? Like he ain't ready for those other champions yet. I think some of the other top guys at 54 who hasn't had an opportunity could beat Xander right now. If I'm honest. You say he's only 22? Okay. Yeah, they will match. Yeah, that's what they gonna do. They gonna build Xander up as a champion. The Puerto Ricans, they ain't really got no male fighter that's really, moving right now. So they gonna build Xander up. They gonna keep him away from anybody that can beat him right now, bro. That's not how this works. This is a business, and Xander is the product, and we got to protect our product. You know what I'm saying? So we can have some bigger fights in the future down the line. That's how this works. And plus, he's Puerto Rican. You know what I'm saying? So man, they go protect the shit out of him, bro. Yeah, not about to let him fight nobody crazy. They seen what happened to Berlanga. See, Berlanga didn't have no promoter to really protect him, right? To make sure he ain't fight nobody he ain't had no business fighting. After the Canelo fight, who did he fight? Did he fight somebody after that? Berlanga should have just probably milked it for a little minute. Developed, got better. He's still a young guy. He could have got better. Then he went in there and see Roz and got smoked. I heard Top Rank is with, if I'm not mistaken, Stars. If I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, but they with Stars, bro. I'm not sure how the hell that's gonna work, dog. How in the hell is that gonna work? Stars? People only bought Stars to watch Power or BMF or something, bro. They not watching Stars to watch boxing. That's crazy. Good luck with that, Top Rank. That shit is sinking. That shit's gonna plummet to the ocean floor, bro. It's over. You said Bud ain't beating Canelo ass. Bud about to beat the shit out of this dude, bro. Don't even get me started on that fight right now. Bud about to beat the brakes off Canelo, bro. Bud about to beat the brakes off Canelo, dude. That's gonna be probably more one-sided than Spence. Canelo gonna be sitting there getting hit on. He ain't gonna be doing nothing about it. He gonna be missing. He gonna swing and miss, hair sweating and shit. Yeah, I already see what's about to happen, bro. We gonna talk about that in a second, though. You said Zayas is better than Berlanga. Yeah, he got potential, man. He's still a young guy, man. Still a young guy. They gotta protect him now, though, because he's a vulnerable champion, in my opinion. Hold up. So yeah, man, Keith Thurman, man. This looks at this just looks crazy. You know what I'm saying? This actually just looks crazy, bro. I'm rooting for Keith though, 100%. I'm rooting for Keith though. I'm rooting for Keith to get it done, man. I don't know, man. If he beats Fundora, he deserves a big fight. I tell you that. Keith deserves a big fight. I don't want to hear nobody say he don't deserve. If he beats Fundora, he deserves a big fight. It don't matter against whoever he wants. He deserves a big fight because Fundora's a tough one. That's a tough one, bro. That's tough for anybody, especially a welterweight. He pretty much a welterweight coming up to fight him, basically. Basically. That's kind of crazy. Yeah. Keith Thurman cut a really good promotional. I tell you what, Keith Thurman after boxing, he'll probably make a really good promoter. I tell you that, because Keith Thurman probably make a really good promoter. Hold up. Where's it at? I think this is it. Yeah, Keith Thurman probably make a really good promoter after the sport of boxing. I don't know where the fuck this guy comes up with this stuff, bro. I don't know. Did he write this down? Or is this just top of his head? How he just be coming up with all this stuff, and it seems like he's gotten better. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Maybe he's been practicing this one because this one was pretty good. Hold up. Keith got a good IQ though, man. He got a good IQ. Um, he moves his feet really well. So that could be a problem for Fundora because Fundora it could be a cat and mouse game. I think it'll be a cat and mouse type of fight, man. It's gonna be a cat and mouse fight. Tom and Jerry. I mean, it's gonna have to be for the most part. It's gonna have to be for the most part. a cat and mouse game where Keith Thurman is darting around the ring and looking for ways to kind of get inside and then darting out without getting hit. Fundora is going to be just pretty much coming forward trying to assert himself.
You look right down here. You put Thurman's name next to anybody. You put Thurman's name next to everybody. I guarantee you, it's going to be a fight you ain't going to want to miss. You're going to want to tune in. You're going to want to save the money and fly to Vegas. Y'all in Cali, baby, you can drive to Vegas. Come out and have a good time. October 25th, man. Like I said, there's challenges. There's obstacles. I'm about to conquer Mount Everest himself. The living, breathing, walking mountain of a man this Fundora is. They like to call him the fire. You can put me in the fire. I've been 24 karat gold. Solid. No impurities in my heart. Blood, sweat, and tears. This is what I live for right here, baby. Championship boxing. World class. The top of the sport, like I said. If you don't like boxing, I'm going to get you to watch boxing. If you like boxing, I'm going to get you to love boxing. And if you love boxing, whoo-wee, then you don't want to miss this.
Smash the like button, man. Keith One Time Thurman returns October 25th against the Tower of Inferno, Sebastian Fundora. It's crazy, man. It's crazy that Keith, this is the most active Keith's been in years, by the way. Now, hopefully he makes it to the damn fight. Because that's a task within itself, is him actually making it to the fight. And hopefully he makes it to the fight. And this will be the most consistent Keith Thurman has been in years. You said Thurman can win Dragon Leg? Tell me more. You said after Bud gets destroyed, it won't be the same. You said Keith should have fought Bud. You said Bud's getting destroyed. We're going to talk about Bud in a little bit. We're going to talk about Bud in a little bit. You said it's going to get very ugly. What's up, Watch for the Hook, Mike Jones? Hey, you see that Jason Williams? Who writes shit like that? Where did he come up with that? You know what I'm saying? And it was just like, he had to keep it going. You know what I'm saying? So either he wrote this shit down or he just got it. You know what I'm saying? He just got it. It's almost like freestyling or something. He just got it. You said Sebastian can't take a punch? You said why Fundora look like Alexander Guerrero with that? Yeah, he do. He do. He don't use his range. He used his range pretty good his last fight, bro. And Tim Tszyu is a bigger guy than Keith Thurman, I would argue. Naturally bigger guy. Man, y'all know me, man. I'm always rooting for a guy. So I'm rooting for Keith. He's the older guy. He's the smaller guy. And he should be the pretty significant underdog. Yeah, Sebastian definitely look like he's right out of the 80s, bro. Fundora got a pretty good chin, even though he did get knocked out by Mendoza, but we've seen Fundora take some good shots. I don't know, man. Keith gonna have to jump to punch this dude for the most part, bro. But then Fundora do kind of fight kind of small sometimes, like low and shit. You say he look like an extra from Boogie Nights. Yeah, he do. Keith Thurman had to stand in a chair and everything. This is a tough fight, man. I can't wait, though. It's going to happen fast, y'all. You figure after Crawford Canelo, you know what I'm saying? Crawford Canelo, because he's the boss of the fight. Um, right after that, man, we got the Thurman Fundora. Then we got the Norman fight then we got the Benavidez. Y'all, we got a lot of good boxing coming up, man. It's been slow for the past couple of weeks, a few weeks, but after next week, it's gonna be kicking off again. Fundora got a new look, man. He don't look like a kid no more. Look like he dealing dope now. You said Tim Zoo should have took a year off. Yeah, he should have. He should have took some time off from that boxing round beatdown. He definitely should have took some time off. You said Thurman hit harder than Zoo? I don't know, man. That's do we? I guess I mean Thurman's probably a better puncher. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. This is an interesting fight. I need to look at Keith Thurman's height and reach again. You know what I'm saying? If I'm not mistaken, he's like 5'7", and I think his reach is like 69, 70 or some shit, bro. That is crazy. And Fundora 6'6" with like a what 77, 78 inch reach or something like that, maybe 80. That is crazy, bro. You said this fight is trash. Thurman is getting KO'd. He's like a Cuban middleman. Yeah, he do. He say he like a Cuban middleman. He do. That's funny as hell, bro. Nah, this ain't a trash fight at all, man. How we gonna call this a trash fight, bro? How is this a trash fight, man? We would have been pulling teeth to get a fight like this about 4 years ago, man. It'd have been like pulling teeth to get this kind of fight. You said Keith is about to get retired. Y'all think it's over? You said Fundora. You said Fundora is the final boss of the weight bullying. Bro, let me put the comments on the stage. You said Fundora is the final boss of the weight bullying. Bro, that's hilarious, bro. You ain't lying, though. He way too big, dude. He definitely is the final boss of weight bullying. He should go carry his ass on up to cruiserweight at least. You said Thurman is a has-been. How you get it? Politics, bro. And I wouldn't say he's a has-been just yet. Because to me, in his last fight, he stopped the dude. He did exactly what he was supposed to do. He did exactly what he said he was going to do. And he was still throwing punches with a lot of ferocity. So I think Keith Thurman still got some fire left. But we're going to really find out with this fight. This fight going to tell us a lot. This fight going to tell us he still got the heart, and not just in there for a check, which I kind of doubt, because why would you take this kind of fight, with Fundora, especially right now? So, I don't know, man. I'm rooting for Keith, man. Dude, I don't know how this dude is 6'6" and he weighs 154 pounds. I would imagine seeing him in real life will be a sight to see. It'll be almost like something to behold. Like, how is this dude that tall and that skinny? How is he that? How is he that tall and that skinny? I look like I was damn near dying if I was 150 some pounds. You said Javante been too quiet lately, too much smoke. Yeah, it's been way too much smoke for Tank. You know he can't handle it. Like I said, I'm surprised that dude's an actual fighter, bro. And I'm not bullshit when I say that. I'm very surprised that dude actually gets his ass in that ring and fights. Yeah, he's a real life Slender Man. Yeah, he is. And unfortunately, I gotta root against him every time now. Like I probably go root. Only way I probably root for Fundora, and it's not even personal. But the only way I root for him is if he was to move up and weight and fight somebody like, you know what I'm saying? Like he's beating up on little dudes. So that look crazy for me to root against the little dude getting beat up on. That's almost like bullying. It's literally like bullying. So I'm rooting for Keith Thurman because he's going up against the bully, Fundora. And Fundora's a nice guy too. He's a really nice guy. You said Errol Spence a soft dude in real life. I wouldn't say all that. What's that? What's that supposed to mean? You said Fundora is hard to root against. Yeah, man. It's hard to root. Like I I can't root for you, dog. He a nice guy too. I like Fundora, but man, I can't root for you, bro. I'm sorry, I just can't. I can't root for you, dog. You're too big. Everybody else is. It's a huge challenge for every fighter you're up against, especially a guy like Keith Thurman. That's a huge challenge. You said realistically, I don't think Thurman getting paid all that money. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think this is like for the money really, because Fundora's not like a big money fight, and we know Keith Thurman used to always want the 10. You know what I'm saying? Where they gonna get $10 million to fight Fundora from? You know what I'm saying? You said Keith and Bud will be sleeping soon, so you said Mexico will beat America. That's basically what you just said. Yeah, you basically just said that Mexico go beat USA. That's basically what you just said, man. Well, unfortunately for you, that's not about to happen. It's just not about to happen. Now, Keith Thurman, that's a different task. But when you've seen Fundora get beat up on before, you know what I'm saying? Will Keith Thurman be the guy to do it again? Keith Thurman will have a speed advantage, the IQ advantage, the experience advantage. But man, he ain't never been in there with nobody that's that damn big. It's real difficult fighting a dude that much taller than you. It's just hard. You have to be doing that like your whole life, like Tank Davis or something. You know what I'm saying? Fighting taller dudes your whole life type shit. Then you kind of used to it. But when you randomly fighting a dude that's 6'6" out of nowhere, when you fight dudes closer to your height your whole career, that's kind of a fucking task. The George Muir sign of boxing. Yeah, Fundora's from the USA, but you know how that goes. You said Keith is about to be a sacrifice from holding up boxing. Body work is the key. Body work is the key for both fighters in this fight. Keith Thurman don't like them body shots. You said Fundora's going to rehydrate to 200. That's what I'm saying, bro. How are you walking around that tall and you're not even 200 pounds? He'll be pretty slim even at 200, bro. Like he should be pretty lean guy even at 200 pounds being that tall. Like, so how in the hell are you cutting down to damn near 147, dude? And you like 6'6"? That is crazy. He should be able to get knocked out. Yeah, you gotta get punched fighting him, bro. It's gonna be hard to get around it. And Fundora's getting smarter as a fighter. He's getting better. He's a young guy. He's getting better. So this is a tough fight for Keith, man. It's actually a tough fight because Keith, one would say Keith ain't getting better. You know what I'm saying? One would say Keith is kind of falling down the hill at 36 years old, 37 years old, however old he is. He ain't climbing up the hill like that. He's kind of falling down. So we go see. Hey, you said Brian Mendoza says he's ready if Thurman pulls out. You think Fedora takes the rematch? That's a good question. Brian Mendoza did beat him too, man. Very shocking, very shocking. It was very nice too. It was very nice punch landed from Brian Mendoza. The timing was perfect. It was a perfect shot, and Fedora leaned right into it. Um, I would think he should, honestly. I think he should. I think Fundora should fight Mendoza again if Mendoza wanted to step up, because that's what great fighters did back in the day. Like they lost against somebody, when they rematched and they beat them. You know. So yeah, you said Keith is going to get beaten into time. You must be mad about what he did to Spence.
You look right down here. You put Thurman's name next to anybody. You put Thurman's name next to everybody. I guarantee you, it's going to be a fight you ain't going to want to miss. You're going to want to tune in. You're gonna wanna save the money and fly to Vegas. Y'all in Cali, baby, you can drive to Vegas. Come out and have a good time. October 25th, man. Like I said, there's challenges, there's obstacles. I'm about to conquer Mount Everest himself. The living, breathing, walking mountain of a man this Fundora is. They like to call him the fire. You can put me in the fire. I've been 24 karat gold. Solid. No impurities in my heart. Blood, sweat, and tears. This is what I live for right here, baby. Championship boxing. World class. The top of the sport. Like I said, if you don't like boxing, I'm going to get you to watch boxing. If you like boxing, I'm going to get you to love boxing. And if you love boxing, whoo-wee, then you don't want to miss this.
Shit. Now back when PBC was on TV, y'all remember when PBC was on TV, live, free for everybody? Y'all remember that? If Keith Thurman had stayed active, he'll be a household name by now. He'll be a household name by now if he had stayed a consistent active fighter. Whether he took some more losses or not, he would have been somewhat of a household named fighter. But we see how things played out. He took a lot of time off, and now, yeah, he has the gift of gab. He could talk really well. His promotional skills is top tier, but we don't know if we believe you because we haven't seen you in years, right? So Keith Thurman got to fight Fundora, beat Fundora, and this will be okay. This is okay. Now we're getting somewhere because there's been times where you'll come back of one fight, then you'll be off for 3 years. You come back for a fight, you off for 2 years. You come back for a fight, boom, okay, boom, you make it through the fight. Then you go to another fight, boom, you get injured, then you off for another year again. You know what I'm saying? So that's what happened with Keith, bro. Yeah, he beat Fundora, he back on. Facts. That's it. This is a get back on fight for Keith. I don't necessarily believe he's getting a crazy payday for this, but this is a get back on fight. This is a get in position fight. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, I'm rooting for Keith Thurman to get it done. You know, this fight will be happening. We'll be talking about it, but it's going to be happening relatively soon, especially after this Canelo Crawford debacle, right? And we got people in the chat saying that Crawford's going to sleep. I don't think so, man. I don't think so, man. But Crawford ready, man. But Crawford ready.
Everybody know Team Crawford. Y'all know I get active.
My dad always told me that when you get in the ring, don't play with nobody. You can't play boxing.
First and foremost, somebody was in the room saying that I was scared of him. So I stepped to him and showed him who was the boss of this fight. I ain't scared of shit. When I walk.
Yeah. Canelo, that time is coming, man. The time is coming. But Crawford been ready since that first face-off. He's been ready, Canelo. And you said that was like an Avengers ad, ain't it? He's the boss of the fight. He let you know early that he's the boss of the fight. He let Canelo know early that he's the boss of the fight, man. You said Crawford gonna get stopped. What round, bro? What round Crawford getting stopped in, dog? What round? Please do tell. 4. So Crawford gets stopped in 4. That's usually when he gets going. But Canelo Alvarez, a guy who hasn't got a KO in about 4 or 5 years, something like that, is gonna stop Terrence Crawford in 4 rounds. In 4. A guy who hasn't stopped anybody in a while, not even the likes of Edgar Berlanga, who got blitzed his last fight by Shiraz, or not even a boxing. I don't even want to be mean to the kid, but Jaime Guia. All right, you didn't even stop him either. But you expect me to believe that you gonna stop Bud? What? Because he's just a bigger guy and he just gonna punch on Bud and Bud ain't gonna do nothing. He ain't gonna make no adjustments. He's not gonna do nothing. He's just gonna be getting hit upside his head with them slow overhand rights that Canelo like to throw. He's gonna be getting hit by that loopy straight right hand, that loopy straight right hand he likes to throw now. He's gonna get knocked out with that in the fourth round. How? When that southpaw stance is in his face, that jab, that power jab is popping him in his head. How? He said Boy gets stopped in 4. Yeah, they just saying anything. Canelo ain't even got no KO in a long time. He don't even got that killer edge no more. He got to land a big punch and hopefully it knocks the guy out now. Come on, man. Crawford is going to win. You will be eating crow. Crawford is going to win, bro. Come on, man. Canelo didn't even win his last fight, for real, for real. But we'll leave that shit alone. He got outboxed by a dude that didn't even punch. He got outboxed by a dude that didn't even punch, dog. All right, come on, man. Dude won with his feet. Motherfucker was up in there salsa dancing with his ass. He couldn't do nothing with him, dog. No wheels, bro. Canelo has no wheels, dog. He has no wheels, man. He said he knocks him out in 4. He don't outbox him too. He don't. So he ain't gonna outbox Bud. Canelo can't outbox him, man. That's not possible. With his great jab and his elite footwork, Canelo can't do that. I like what this guy's take on boxing. I like what he said. I like what he had to say. I agree with it. Canelo's gonna struggle big time with this dude, bro. His only advantage is that he's the guy that's been at 68 longer. That's the only advantage he had. That's the only advantage he got in this fight.
No, I don't believe it will be too big a jump for Terence Crawford. You know, fighters like Crawford don't come along that often. You know, special fighters. You got your world champions, then you got your special world champions. Now, I haven't seen anybody, with the exception of the late great Marvin Hagler, move as effortlessly from southpaw to orthodox. That kind of a style, speaking from experience, will give anybody nightmares. The worst thing you want to do, or the last thing you want to do as a fighter, is to fight a southpaw full stop. But when the southpaw switches to orthodox, then switches back to southpaw, particularly when they do their inside work, you don't know where they're coming from. You don't know whether you're going to get hit with a left hook or a right hook, a right uppercut or a left uppercut. Terence Crawford does that so well. For me, I think he beats Canelo. I think Canelo's definitely slipping. I think his work rate has dropped off alarmingly. I think he relies on his power far too much. He can't ignite that spark anymore. He's probably earned far too much money for me, Canelo, and probably goes to bed in silk pajamas, as marvelous Marvin Hagler used to say. It's hard to get up at 5 a.m. and do your road work when you're wearing silk pajamas.
Come on, man. I said all this stuff, though. This dude just said with a British English accent. But I said all this stuff already. He's falling down the hill. He's slipping. You know what I'm saying? His work rate, he ain't throwing punches like he used to. I said all this shit, man. But you expect me to believe, a guy like me to just say, this type of guy right now, Canelo, who he is right now, is going to go up in there and knock him out in 4 rounds. Absolutely insane, bro. Absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. That would just be like me saying Crawford just going to go up in here and just knock out Canelo in 4 rounds. That's crazy. No, that's not about to happen. That'd be almost like a unicorn riding on a lightning bolt. Like, come on, man. That's crazy. Let's be realistic, man. Thank you, Falcon. Canelo's been on cruise control. Yes, he's been on cruise control, bro. He was on a European tour on cruise control, beating up on these dudes that he was faster and more athletic than. You know what I'm saying? And then that he could stipulate and rehydrate and shit. You know, he could put clauses on these guys. You know, because they'll bend to his every whim. You know what I'm saying? Nah, man. We about to see next week, dude. We gonna put all this shit to rest next week. Canelo not even ready. But I ain't gonna say nothing else. We got people thinking that he's getting knocked out in 4 rounds. I ain't gonna say nothing else. I ain't gonna say I told you so either. I'm gonna say that's what you get. Because I already told you what's about to happen. I'm telling you what's about to happen. This fight is not about to be that competitive, bro. It's not. It's not about to be some war. You know what I'm saying? It may not even end in a KO. It's definitely not about to be some war. Because there's going to be a huge separation between these two fighters. You best believe that. Crawford's definitely going to separate himself from this guy. You said if Crawford gets a quick finish, they would do a paired test to check his gloves. Oh, yeah, they going to really talk shit. If Crawford stops Canelo, they going to talk shit. He must have been on PEDs and snack. I seen a video of Showbiz, and listening to it, you think that he's changed his pick, like the way he was talking, and then he pretty much was alluding that Crawford pretty much being on snack gives him the edge over Canelo now, or some shit like that. Him being with the snack program gives him the edge. So he's falling for that okie doke himself as well. You know, when they run out of stuff to really say they revert back to snack. You know, they like to revert back to snack to say that's the reason why this dude's been on the attack. Not even to mention the other fighters that represents and is sponsored by Snack. But we just go point the finger to Bud Crawford because he's the guy that's been winning the most with him. You know what I'm saying? We see him the most winning, and he beat Errol Spence, and that still pissed us off. You said you want to hear me say Viva Mexico. Man, if Canelo beats Crawford, bro, I will be here to give him his full-blown credit. I'll have to eat a lot of crow because I said a lot. So I'll have to, it's gonna be vicious for me. It's gonna be a brutal beatdown. But I'm here for it. I'll be here for it, and I'll give Canelo his praise if he beats Terrence Crawford. Just as if Terrence Crawford was a guy in his weight class, because I can't sit here and use no weight excuses after all the shit I was talking. So I stand on my shit. Canelo's supposed to beat Bud. But I don't know, man. You look at what a lot of people in boxing believes that Bud's gonna win that fight. Not just boxing YouTubers, but actual boxing people thinks Crawford's gonna win that fight. Canelo haven't had a snack in a while, bro. I think his last snack was James Kirkland. And he told James that he couldn't have Ann Wolf as his coach in the fight. Ain't that some shit? That was the story back then. If you was around in boxing, you heard rumors that Canelo Alvarez told James Kirkland, and James Kirkland was he was an absolute beast of a fighter when he had Ann Wolf as in his corner, right? His boxing mama had her in his corner. He was an absolute monster. Such a monster that there was rumors that Canelo Alvarez said that he could get the fight, but he can't have Ann Wolf as his trainer. And Ann Wolf told him not to do it. He did it anyway because the redhead mother can fight. That's what she said, right? That was a quote. She said she didn't want James to take fight because the redhead motherfucker could fight, right? And she wanted to corner him if he did, but they said for whatever reason she didn't. He whatever. You heard rumors that Canelo and them said nah. This is a dude with a record of what? 64, 2-2, bro. 2-2. Those two draws are losses. We talking about a fighter that's 41, 31-0. With no losses, no draws, no split decisions, no majority decisions. No, none of that shit, bro. This is a dude that they said if he beats Canelo, he's gonna be arguably a top 5, top 10, top 3 type all-time great fighter, bro. This is what this dude is up against. So I gotta give Canelo credit if he gets the job done. Canelo don't even have that super confident look in his eyes. He don't got it. He don't got it at all, man. That's why he playing around so much. Because he knows the end is coming. You got Jamel Charlo saying that Crawford will do better. I still need to see. Oh, look, we gonna find out next week. Yeah, Canelo still took the fight, man. I give him credit for it too. I give him credit for taking the fight because he didn't really want to take the fight, but he ended up taking it anyway. The money was too good. The money was too good, man. Yeah, he still took the fight, man. Y'all smash that like button. Wait. Yeah, this dude right here, what'd he say? I'm throwing the size advantage. Um, Standing next to Crawford. I'm 5'11", 220. Is that 220? Homie 6'4", 200. But I'm finna shock the world in 2 weeks. So yeah, Bud ain't that small. And I heard that, I told you guys that YSM told me that Crawford is definitely not, he's definitely not that small. He was every bit of like 190 when he saw him. You know what I'm saying? And when Canelo saw him in person, he felt who was the boss of the fight. You know what I'm saying? When he saw him in person, he felt who was the boss of the fight, bro. The boy, it's really Crawford Canelo. That's what it really is. Yep. So was Bud really the weight bully? Hey, Marvin Terrell, that's right. He's not denying Bud of his destiny. It's inevitable, man. Canelo just part of Bud's destiny, man. Crazy, right? Crazy how this thing works. All these years, Canelo's the face of boxing, and he's the money man at the Mayweather, the Mexican Mayweather, getting all the big fights and all that, just to give it all to Terrence Bud Crawford. Because this is his era. This is his destiny. Crazy, ain't it? Crazy. Hey, that's right. Everyone criticized Bud for being an actor. He was just leveling up for the boss fight. Thank you. Thank you. He had to level up for the boss fight, bro. That's a good way to put it. Oh man, it's gonna be like a movie, y'all. Smash the like button. It's gonna be like a movie, man. It's gonna be on Netflix. It's gonna be on. Man, I'm on the. Hold on, you guys. Hold on. Hey, that's right, T Kill. It's the crazy way the story is written, ain't it? The way this thing was written is that Canelo Alvarez was the next guy after Mayweather, the star, the money man in boxing, the cash cow, the face, the highest earner, damn near a billionaire type fighter, right? But then he has all the accolades too to add to it. It's not like it's all fluff. Canelo has some fucking accomplishments. You know what I'm saying? He got some belts and shit. He done some shit, right? But it's not his story. It was Terrence Crawford's story this whole time. You know what I'm saying? The underdog from a place called Omaha, Nebraska, in the Midwest. You know what I'm saying? Middle of America, out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? It's the best. And it's his time, is his story, it's his era. You know what I'm saying? This is the underdog story, man. Canelo's somewhat of that too, but he got the golden path really early though. At 23 years old, Canelo already had the golden path laid out for him via Floyd Mayweather and Oscar De La Hoya. They did a good job. But a guy like Crawford, man, he really wasn't supposed to be here. You know what I'm saying? He was a sparring partner and shit. He wasn't even supposed to be here for real. Hey, these are the two, bro. This is a great fight because these are two of the most accomplished fighters in this. Well, wait, let me see. I know Canelo is. Let me think about Bud. Yeah, what the fuck am I thinking? Yeah. As far as males, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Because Crawford is a two-time undisputed SB, all kinds of accolades. Yeah, I'm tripping. You know what I'm saying? And then Canelo, he has his accolades. You know what I'm saying? Undisputed champion. You know what I'm saying? Multi-divisional champion. Yeah. This is a good fight, man. Really good fight. Just the whole whether regardless of how the fight actually turns out, just the anticipation of it alone is just great. I think it's gonna be a good fight regardless though, because both guys aren't in a bad fights unless Canelo's fighting a guy that he can't keep up with. You know what I'm saying? If he's fighting a guy he can't keep up with, then it turns into an ugly fight. But Crawford's never in a boring fight, and Crawford actually likes to fight, and he's gonna bring the fight to Canelo. So this is gonna be a great fight, man. I don't think it's gonna be a boring fight at all. I think if you're a guy who's on a neutral terms, this is gonna be a win for you. You know what I'm saying? But if you pick the side, one side is gonna be glad and one side gonna be sad. Hey, you said Sonny Chiba says Spence will be vindicated. Yeah, he'll go come back. Now my loss to Crawford wasn't so bad. Now my loss to Crawford wasn't so bad. Cause he went up and even beat Canelo. Shit, let me walk around here like I'm still the man. You know what I'm saying? Now I can walk around like I'm still the man. All right, he beat him too. All right, cool. Now I ain't the only one. Yeah, let me get back on my shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's exactly what that's gonna do for Spence, bro. That's gonna make Spence feel a little bit better about his loss. Like shit, he beat him too. Canelo? Ah, shit, I don't feel bad at all. Then hell, you said Errol Spence been overrated. You said I paid for a month of Netflix to support Boy Facts. That's the only reason why I'm getting Netflix, bro. I don't even got Netflix right now, but I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it for this fight. So Netflix gonna get a lot of extra subscribers, man. He said if you pick Canelo, we gonna celebrate all night. Oh yeah, it's the Mexican holiday and everything. So man, shit. Woo wee, this is gonna be crazy, bro. I forgot about that. It's gonna be the whole it's the holiday and everything. Hey, hey, look, if this fight had happened like 4 or 5 years ago, or a fight, this would have been like almost an $80-$100 pay-per-view fight we had to pay for. We gonna get this for less than $30, bro. And then we get to watch whatever else is on the app. So yeah, it's a win-win. Netflix may not be able to handle it. They struggled last time. Y'all smash that like button. Bud be calling him out. He be calling him out, man. He said there gonna be some people crying going home. He said they probably will, man, because it's the holiday and everything, and it's gonna be sad to see Canelo get beat up on, man. What's up, Jay Smith? Salute. You said Squid Game Fire. I didn't see the second season. You said Canelo would be retreating by 5 and stopped at 9 or 10. Yeah, I see it. If Crawford is to get a stop, it's probably be like 9 or 10. Because he usually stops dudes in that point of the fight. Because he got them all figured out, and by that point, they've been getting beat up on. Oh, you said Bud versus Canelo episode come on today. Okay, we go check that out, man. We go do our review on that. Yeah, hit that like button for Canelo, man. That's right, man. Hit that like button for Canelo, man. Canelo's part of some of the biggest fights in the sport, man. Salute to Canelo, man. Because at the end of the day, the fans win. There's gonna be some hurt fans. I'll tell you that. It's gonna be some hurt fans from either side if it don't go their way. It's gonna hurt. Because both fighters are beloved by their fans. You know what I'm saying? So it is going to fucking hurt. But in the grand scheme of things, boxing is gonna win. Yep, you said this fight is to win the irresistible force, but meets the immovable object Canelo. Yep. This could be a good one, dude. I can't wait to see when that bell rings, that first bell rings. That is good. And then they take a long time before, fights like this, it's gonna take a long time before that first bell ring. The referee gonna be right in the middle, they gonna be on their corners, and the referee gonna be waiting like a good 30 to 30 seconds before he say fight. Just to build the anticipation even more. Watch. It's gonna be the longest walkout ever. You said So Cold Nelson saying Bud hitting like never before with the added weight. I believe it. I absolutely believe it, bro. I believe it. Yep, I absolutely believe it, bro. Because Crawford has the arm length. You know what I'm saying? He has those dimensions to probably really help him carry that weight really good, bro. Because I'm a guy that can carry some weight pretty well. Like if you see me now, you probably never think I was ever 230 pounds. And if you saw me at 230, you would just thought that that's how I normally looked. When I was like 220 and all that crazy shit. I'll never get that high again. But I look, yeah. Some people can carry the weight well. You said who Bud walking out to? I don't know, man. Don't bring out Eminem though. I don't know though. I don't know. That's a good one. I don't know. Canelo fights good from the Canelo's mostly a mid-range fighter, but I think Crawford's a better mid-range fighter, and I think Crawford's better at all ranges than Canelo is. Canelo's not really a good inside fighter like that. Maybe he was at one point, but the Canelo we see now, he's not necessarily that good inside if you pay attention. You said how tall am I? I'm 6 foot. Oh, Bud gonna be super fresh, bro. He gonna be fresh. I think more fighters should fight closer to their natural walk around weight. They'll be fresher, but then it'll be kind of hard to put everybody in certain categories. It'd be kind of hard that way. But if you can fight closer to your natural weight, that's that'd be kind of good for you. But you might be fighting bigger guys, but you won't be taking a lot out of yourself at all. Like you won't be dehydrating your brain and taking water fluid out of your body and all that stuff that that comes with that weight cutting process. You'll be fresh as hell. You'll be like Frankie Edgar, and you'll have your stamina endurance like crazy. You should, right? Unless you're a guy that's in a weight class that you just don't belong in at all altogether. Like I think if Crawford tried to fight at like light heavyweight or heavyweight, I don't know. I don't know. Some dudes can carry weight and still have their stamina and stuff like that. So it's hard to say. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to say. Because we seen Jared Hurd, he was a big guy, and there's like, how the hell was he? Some people could just do weird stuff like that with their bodies, man. Some people can cut more weight than others. Other people can't cut that much weight. Some people blow up real quick between fights. Others don't. Some guys' metabolism naturally fast, others not. I got naturally fast metabolism, so it don't take nothing for me to lose some weight. You said Wolf Bud comes out to Jay-Z at 50 Cent. I wonder who he's gonna come out to. That's interesting. That's a good one. You said Canelo's brute strength helps him on the inside. I wonder who's gonna be stronger on the inside, him or Crawford. Yeah, Bud can't afford to take no shot flush on the chin. I wouldn't be sitting there even attempting that or playing that game with Canelo. But I will assert myself and make sure I win the fight. But I'm not gonna put myself in a situation to where Canelo can land a big shot. You know what I'm saying? So basically, I won't be making no mistakes. You know what I'm saying? And Crawford don't make too many mistakes unless he gets overzealous sometimes. When he gets overzealous sometimes, or when he kind of gets hit and shit. But I think the focus Crawford, like we gonna get a focus Crawford like we got against Spence, man. And that version of Bud nobody was beating that guy that night. Nobody in the world was beating that guy that night. And I think we're gonna get that same guy, probably even greater, September 13th. So this is tough for Canelo, man. I don't think Canelo's stronger than Bud, man. Honestly, I don't think he's stronger than Crawford. I don't think he's stronger. Physically, I don't know. I don't think he's stronger. I think if they was to like have a little tussle, like to see, piece each other back, I think Crawford would be pushing him back. And Canelo would be struggling to push the smaller guy back. I truly believe that. Bud's probably one of those dudes that's freakish strong. One of those freakish strong dudes that damn near probably feel otherworldly. We all met one guy in our life that was just crazy, crazy strong for no reason. Just ridiculously strong. You said you just hope the judges are fair? Yeah. The judges should be fair, man. We got Tim Cheatham in there, so hopefully nobody gets cheated. I think Bud's going to use a lot of jabs early on in the fight. He's going to be working his jab a lot, especially from the southpaw stance. He may even come right out in southpaw just to set the tone early. Damn. Just to set the tone early. And, yeah, dictate the pace and let Canelo know he ain't playing. So I think he's going to come out the southpaw. He might switch to orthodox some point in the fight. Might. But I think Crawford's going to be a majority southpaw in the fight. And he's going to be dictating the pace with the southpaw jab, mixing it up with power jabs. He's going to be spinning and controlling Canelo. Canelo is a tough fight for Canelo, man, and it's mostly because, the obvious reasons. But I think for Canelo, the foot speed, the footwork thing is going to be a huge, huge problem for Canelo. And it's not like Crawford is a fleet-footed fighter that's darting in and around the ring like that. He's not, but yeah, Canelo's work rate went down over the years. He don't work as much. He's gonna force Canelo to work. He could possibly force Canelo to work a lot in the fight, to where Canelo starts to fatigue pretty early. And like Bomac said, Canelo usually slows down around the 6th or 7th round. And once that happens against Crawford, that's not good. So he better hope. Canelo's biggest hope is for Crawford for the weight to be such a factor for him. Yet the weight is too much for him to deal with. His stamina's not as good because the weight, his body can't. He's got to hope for that. That's Canelo's biggest chance. Because let's be honest, Canelo's a fighter who always needed for a lot of his opposition to have some type of handicap, whether they was an older, smaller, catch weighted, rehydrated, stipulated. He needed something. And he needs something in this fight as well. You know what I'm saying? He needs for Crawford, he needs for that weight advantage to work out. He needs for that to work out. That has to work out for him to win this fight, in my opinion. Because if that weight isn't a factor at all, it's going to be a bad, bad night for Canelo Alvarez September 13th. And for a lot of the Mexican boxer fans of Canelo Alvarez, it's going to be a bad, bad night. You said, I hope Crawford doesn't get grease in his eyes. I heard that's a thing. Oh, you said Bud said he bringing out somebody big. Maybe Kendrick, bro. Maybe Kendrick. Remember, because they said he looked like Kendrick and all that. He probably gonna bring out Kendrick, dog. And then Kendrick said Terrence Crawford in his song. Yeah, he probably gonna bring out Kendrick. Yeah, Bud switching southpaw is part of his defense. Orthodox ain't working. He switched the whole stance up on you. You know what I'm saying? But lately, he's just been really exclusively a southpaw. So I expect him to. I mean, he probably could come out to Canelo orthodox. You know what I'm saying? And then switch it up. But I think he's gonna just go get straight to it, bro. You can't just you already down 2 rounds. There's no point in playing around with this guy. You gotta get right to it. Go right Super Saiyan right away and get right to work. Salute to D Lucky for the super chat. Salute to you, bro. It's going down next week, man. The big one. The big one, y'all. We got what, 9 days? I think we got 9 days right now until this thing happens. That's pretty cool, man. It came pretty quick though. It came quick. Yeah, Canelo's footwork is really bad, bro. Really, really bad. And Canelo, he loses confidence. It seems like he loses confidence when he's not able to, and when these guys not standing still in front of him. This is why he always come out and say things like, I want a great fight. I want, he want guys to kind of bring the fight to him. Because he knows that physically, athletically, he's not going to be able to keep up with these guys if they start getting on their back foot, popping that jab out, throwing some fast hands, throwing combinations. He knows that that's going to be a problem for him. This is why he kind of wants guys to kind of come to fight him, because that's when he kind of fights at his best, especially at 35 years old. Salute to D Lucky for another super chat. He says, watch how many uppercuts land on Canelo. Sneaky, and deadly shots all night. I think Bud's going to use the uppercuts. I think Bud's going to use a lot of uppercuts. Because we seen Floyd Mayweather use uppercuts. I think Bud's going to use some uppercuts. And even though Crawford got a pretty, man, he throws every punch, bro. He throws a lot of different punches, dog. Like, there's a lot of fighters that only throw a certain amount of punches, a certain kind of punches, maybe the ones they work on the most. But Crawford throws a lot of fucking different punches, bro. A lot. He throws almost every kind of punch you could throw. He may not do it every fight, but we've seen Crawford throw literally every name a punch that you could name a punch, and he fucking throw the shit, bro. He got them sweeping shots, looping shots, straight shots. You know what I'm saying? He got shots coming from all, man. He can do some shit. He could do some shit, man. I think the uppercuts will be will be a thing that we see in this fight is them uppercuts. Crawford throws uppercuts. And Canelo do be suspect for them uppercuts, but guys don't ever throw them against them. What's up, AB Salute? You said Floyd threw the kitchen sink at Canelo. Yeah, he did. Nope, Canelo definitely don't like to punch with you. He definitely don't like to punch with you, bro. We see it all the time. Canelo, he'll wait for you. He'll literally wait till you get done punching before he starts to throw. I'm not quite sure, you know. See, he'll literally wait till you know, he'll let you tee off. Like this is why Beaver won that fight, because Beaver was able to just kind of hit him like he was a heavy bag. Look, boom, that's Canelo's best move right there now. That jab, 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 straight right hand. Because his footwork is so bad now. I mean, it's a smart tactic to use to punch the guy's shoulders and stuff like that. I'm not gonna lie, that's a really good tactic, especially to make up for the fact that you kind of regressing as as you get older, you slow down. So that's a smart. That shows that he got IQ. But um, that shit ain't gonna work. That shit ain't gonna work for too much longer, bro. See, look at that. Guys know about that now. That's what he likes to do, and it's the same thing over and over and over again. It's the same looping right hand to the shoulder. Look, his hands when his hands get low there, he's getting tired and he's frustrated now. At this point in the fight, he's kind of frustrated. Look at that right hand, just missed. Telegraph, Beaver saw it coming. See, he goes straight back. He can't fight going backwards. Um, Look, Canelo cannot do any of this stuff. This Canelo right here cannot show up against Bud Crawford either. I don't care about how Beaver was the bigger guy. Beaver didn't even really use. It's not like Beaver laid on Canelo and bullied him around. Beaver just really had smart footwork, and he kept a consistent punch rate. He kept it consistent. That's all he did. It was nothing rocket science about how Beaver beat Canelo. It was not some magical thing he did. It was. I mean, the blueprint has been out. You said the arm hitting strategy, yeah, it's a good strategy, but you can miss that shit too, as you can see, as we just saw. He was missing those, and he missed big, and he don't want to miss against a guy like Crawford, like miss that big, and then okay, you do it once, all right, cool, I'm gonna get you next time you do that shit, and you do it again, because Crawford's that guy. You do it again, he gonna notice it, and he's gonna counter you, bro. He's gonna wait for an encounter. He's like the Goku about you do something once, you ain't gonna be able to do it again. So Canelo got to be careful, bro. He got to just hope Bud have a bad night and then hope that the weight is a factor, bro. Because Crawford right now looks like he's super confident. He looks like he's in supreme shape. It's looking like you're going to see another masterful performance. That's what it's looking like. Oh yeah, he do. Yeah. He hit you on the hips too. Canelo hits you on the hips, and on the arms and shit. But I mean, these guys know this stuff now. They see it coming. Canelo's not. He's not. He's not punching. His punches ain't coming out as fast as they once were. And I think this is why we haven't seen much footage of him training. Maybe they're trying to hide stuff, but what's there to hide at this point, right? We gotta know who Canelo is as a fighter at this point. There's not much you can change at 35 years old. You can only sharpen things, but it's a tough fight for him, man. That's why I give him credit if he gets it done. Because his only advantage is the size. He's not the taller guy. He don't have the reach. He's got a little bit of weight. He don't have no other advantages in this fight. Is he the better defender? Do we got better defense than Bud? I don't know. I think that's debatable. I would say Canelo has got more than Crawford. Some guys may say Canelo got better defense, but I would argue that Crawford got hit less than Canelo Alvarez throughout his career. You said in order for Canelo, exactly, easy to great. In order for him to win, he has to do things he doesn't want to do. Thank you. Well said. Canelo, in order for Canelo to win this thing, he has to do things he don't like to do. And Canelo do not like to do certain things, bro. We see it and we know it because we know Canelo. He's been around forever. There's certain that we know Canelo don't like, and he gonna have to do those things though. And he gonna have to say fuck stamina too to a degree. I think Shakur should go to 140. Stop playing. Stop babysitting 135. Even though Shakur originally came from what 126. Yeah, man, go to 140. Stop playing. Oh yeah, the audio cutting out. I wonder why. I don't know why it's lagging up. He says Bud has bigger hands. Salute to be looking for another super chat. He says Bud has bigger hands than Beagle and Canelo. If Bud can turn and control Canelo, Canelo will show a lot of frustration. Yeah, he would. A whole lot. A whole lot of frustration, bro. Bud got, that's what I'm saying, Bud got longer reach. He got, I think he got the equal reach, or longer reach than people. And his hands probably as big as these guys. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I mean, I think that's some things that kind of really help Bud out a lot. His reach, his hand size, and stuff like that. That can also work against you, but you gotta know how to kind of use your reach. Because your reach can kind of work against you. Your arm's too long, and they get the inside of you, and then you can't. You know what I'm saying? But Bud seems to have known how to use his reach pretty well throughout his career. You said my audio is bad? Oh my God, I'm going to go ahead and get ready to shut it down. Shit. Salute to everybody, but man, hit that like button. Salute to Picasso for the super chat. He said, salute to you. Wait, hold up. Yeah, I'm going to have to shut it down, you guys, because this shit is acting up. StreamYard costs way too much for these problems, bro. Said salute Bushido. I'm late in the dojo, but I do feel bad returning them all night. Like, yeah, it's like a Bull versus Matador, bro. It's gonna be a Bull versus Matador affair. Um, it's gonna be a hell of a show, man. But salute to everybody that does, man. The stream is acting up. Hopefully you guys can hear me. We'll get ready to shut it down, man. I'm salute to everybody that donated to the dojo today. Salute to everybody on both channels. You know, Bushido Box. If you come on over to Bushido Box, this is where we've been at. Much better. All you guys for stopping in this morning. Keith one time Thurman versus Fundora, October 25th. Virgil Ortiz. Pretty much saying everybody is ducking him. And Canelo versus Crawford. We got like 9 days left. Like, subscribe, watch, boy. Peace out.